This is the Pink Lifestyle Podcast. Rebranded, updated, and now based on the practice of mindfulness. It is my mission to guide and coach women toward a pink lifestyle. Purposeful, intentional, natural, and kind. We'll do this by discussing topics such as image and presence enrichment, integrative self-care, health and wellness, mindful thinking, and spiritual awareness. I am your host, Karen Bannister, and I am a certified image consultant and life coach. My opinions and insights are based on scientific research, personal experiences, and my own intuitive power, and will help your physical representation awaken and represent your inner strength and self-image. You can contact me on my website, KarenKBannister.com, or email pinklifestylepodcast@gmail.com. I invite you to follow and connect with me on social media channels as the Pink Lifestyle Podcast. This podcast can be found on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and others. Thank you for listening, and your journey toward finding your personal inner power begins now. Hello all, and welcome back to the Pink Lifestyle Podcast, where we are in pursuit of a purposeful, intentional, natural, and kind life. And today, I'm happy to introduce to you Caterina Rando. She is a best-selling author, podcaster, and women's business mentor who passionately serves women on a mission. She shows women how to be loud and proud about the value they bring in order to serve more people and make their businesses thrive. Her books include Learn to Think Differently, released in over 13 countries and several languages, A Woman's Guide to Starting a Giving Circle, and her latest book, The ABCs of Public Speaking, quickly hit number 1 in 4 Amazon bestseller categories. Caterina is also the founder of the Thriving Women in Business Center in San Francisco. I mean, my gosh, Caterina, welcome. I am so looking forward to diving in today and learning, how you got here. I mean, I've spent so much time on your website, learning about all the programs and events and retreats and conferences and everything that you offer to your clients. I mean, what I want to start with is your story and how you got started and found your inspiration. And okay, I'll stop talking now. It's your turn.
Okay.
Oh my
well,
God.
Let me say this. I'm born on March 8th. That's International Women's Day.
Oh, wow.
And I picked my purpose early. And I really believe that we don't find our purpose, we pick our purpose. I raised money for the missions when I was in grammar school.
Oh my God.
I worked on the ERA countdown campaign when I was in my plaid skirt from the parochial high school I went to when I was a teenager.
Okay.
And it just continued from there. I always wanted to, I was a counselor for women when I was a little bit older than that, a volunteer counselor. And I always wanted to serve women. That's my purpose I've given my life. Even if I win the lottery, Karen, I'm gonna have nicer shoes and fancier rings, but I'm still gonna do my thing, which is my mission is to uplift women economically through entrepreneurship. And the reason for that is because we know that even in communities where women start to make just a little money, that they have maybe a cottage business or they're doing a little something at home, we know that domestic violence goes down, that the mortality rate improves, and that girls, the teenagers and the children in those households stay in school longer. And these are all really positive impacts from entrepreneurship for women. And if you want to uplift a community, if you want to uplift a planet, educate the girls and help the women start businesses, because we have seen that in communities worldwide that it makes a difference.
Wow, that is such a true and such an amazing message. And such your purpose. So you say that you found your purpose. You decided your purpose so young.
Yeah.
Did something trigger that, or was it just something inside you? That's amazing.
I will say that for the work that I'm doing now, my first business was I owned a cafe, a neighborhood cafe. It's called Angelina's. It's not too far from my house, beautiful sunny corner, tables outside. My sister's name is Angela. So she opened it, then she left. Then I ran it for many years and she took it over. It's still there. Great food. And I make the best cappuccino you ever met in your life. And I'm enjoying the business part of it. I'm liking having a business. I'm liking knowing all the people that come in every day for their coffee. I like the community that came along with it because we were in the nice neighborhood with people coming every day. But, I didn't like wearing tomato sauce and I didn't like making sandwiches for a living. And so I thought, what is my thing? What am I going to do with my life?
Right.
And one day this lady comes in my cafe and she says to me, Caterina, thank you so much for the last time I was here, for the advice you gave me. And Karen, her gratitude literally touched my heart. I felt a pang of bliss in my chest. And I said, you know what? This is what I'm going to do with my life. I'm going to help other women be successful in business. And I had a business coach at the time. And, she thought she had already been talking to me that I would be a good coach. Now, today I stand in front of you, 30 years later, confident, comfortable in my own skin. But at the time I was shy. I was, you would probably say, more introvert than extrovert.
Okay.
And I am so grateful that my coach saw this in me. And I want to shine the spotlight there because I really believe that it's our job to hold a bigger vision for our clients than they hold for themselves.
Wow.
And that's what my coach did for me. And, I just did a big event last week, my Shiro Speaker Summit, my 3-day, my first really big virtual event. I do tons of workshops and speaking, but this was, we had 100 ladies and I was saying during the event, oh, I can't see everybody because there was 2 pages on Zoom.
Right.
And at the end of the event, my client sent me a picture of one of her other coaches, and the picture of this lady in like the media center where she's sitting in the seat and there's 4 big, huge screens because she had 1,000 people at her event. And her name, my client's name's Christy. Christy said, Caterina, this is my vision for you. And it warmed my heart so much because that's the thing is for everybody that we are touching. And Christy, I've been her client in the past. So she was holding a big vision for me. And that's what I want to do for my clients. And that's what I want to make sure everybody's doing for their clients. Hold a bigger vision for your client. And so I took that picture, I sent it to my team. I said, hey, my friends, next time it's going to be like this. Okay. And that's how we continue to improve. So anyway, on that day, way back when at the cafe, I said, this is what I'm going to do. And I sold my cafe, and I make it sound so easy, but I sold my cafe and I started my coaching business because I want to help women thrive in business. And that's what I've been privileged to do.
Wow. What an honor. I mean, for you to be able to, pursue your dream and your passion to help other women. That's just absolutely amazing. But it doesn't sound like it was something that happened overnight. Was this?
Oh no, my friend.
Yeah.
I love no. And let me say this because when you have a cafe, it's awesome. You want some customers. What do? You turn on the lights, you open the doors, you put the table outside, bing, bing, the people come in, right? But then, you're starting your service business, you're coaching, you're consulting, somebody's a practitioner, a financial planner, how are they supposed to get clients? And that's where I teach about using speaking to grow your business, because it's important to recognize that nobody will buy from us. Nobody will even return our phone call if we have no influence. And that's why, and I'll share, Karen, if I may, I'll share the influence equation.
Yes.
Okay, good. We want to give some super tips, right?
Absolutely.
So here's the influence equation. Okay. Visibility plus value plus consistency equals influence. And visibility, of course, we know what that is: showing up, being consistent with our showing up, with our speaking, with our marketing. That's visibility. Value, though, is not only our expertise, our credentials, all of that. Value is also what I call our heart skills, our kindness, our graciousness,
Okay.
our genuine caring, our acknowledgement, being a good listener. You know, my mom is a retired school teacher, and she said to me one year, she said, okay, Caterina, you know what? We're going to have a pizza party for your birthday because, you know, pizza's inexpensive. And she said, and you know what? We can invite every kid in the class because I don't want any kid to feel left out. And that, even though that was a good life lesson, that's always a good business lesson, to make sure everybody feels included and welcome when they're in your presence. You know, I remember I used to have this friend, and she's a very successful businesswoman, but every time I was with her, I felt like less than, you know, and she seemed to be good at making people feel less than because she thought she, you know, and she thought she was so VIP. And yeah, we can be VIP, but we want to treat everybody else VIP too.
Right.
And that's an important skill for business. And so, Karen, I want to shine the spotlight on this because I think a lot of women, especially, they think about, oh, I don't have 50 years of experience, or oh, I don't have 50 credentials after my name, and they discount the massive value they have, which is all of their heart skills. And I want to invite women not only to identify their heart skills, but to amplify their heart skills, because you know this will attract clients, but it will also keep clients. When I'm writing somebody a check for whatever they're doing for me, I certainly want to feel like they appreciate my business, and I want to feel like they genuinely care about me, and they genuinely want to have me be successful with whatever they're doing for me. And this is an attitude of service, which so many women have. So I'm sharing this because this is part of influence, not just your visibility, not just your credentials, but your hard skills are a big part of your value. And then the last part is consistency. And again, women sometimes fall down with the consistency because they're doing everything. Okay. And you know, if it's not the highest and best use of your time, don't do it. Get some support. You know, at this, we still have that, you know, the from being acculturated as people pleasers and being acculturated to take care of everybody, right? You know,
Right.
that, you know, we want to be the CEO, but then we also want to clean the house. Well, that's ridiculous. Don't do that. Or we want to do the grocery shopping. Guess what? We've evolved enough. We don't even have to do our own grocery shopping anymore. Right. Okay. Let that go. Right. Let this stuff go. Okay. You know, and you know, when we were growing up, there was like the mommy helper, right? The girl that came and helped the mom, maybe with the laundry, maybe with the meal prep. Well, guess what? Don't you need a CEO helper? Don't you need an on the ground assistant to come and help you with all those things that are not the highest and best use of your time? And if you're not consistent in your business, probably because you don't have enough support. And Karen, I'll say, like, here's where my friend, you caught me today. I'm on fire today because I taught a class today. I did a speech today, and I guess I'm very well warmed up to be with you for our time together. So you know, the thing is that we have to do what's the highest and best use of our time, and really focus on that. And somebody says, well, Caterina, my business is not big enough yet. I can't afford this. I can't afford that. Well, the truth is, because you're doing all that piddly stuff, you're fooling around with Canva, you're fooling around with your website, you're doing your own newsletter, you know, of course you don't have any money. Go sell something and stop doing that stuff. That's not the highest and best use of your time, right? You know, if you're not a marketer, what are you doing all that for?
Mm-hmm. Such an important message. I wish more. I mean, I'm guilty of that. I do the same thing. I'm guilty of it myself.
Cut it out.
I know.
Well, right, because Karen, you got a podcast, you're getting your voice out there. Get some support because then you can have more impact. That's okay. Okay, I got more. I got something else I want to say, my friend. May I? Okay.
Give me, yes.
So here's the thing. There are 5 areas that we want to master in our business. Okay. Speaking, selling, serving our clients, strategy, and self-care. Did I say marketing? No. Did I say finance? Did I say operations? No. Now, of course, you have to be on top of your numbers. You have to know your numbers, but you don't need to be the bookkeeper. Okay. You don't need to be the accountant. Yes, embrace your numbers. Yes, look at them every day. Yes, be on top of what's coming in and going out. But you don't do the admin part of it, okay? You don't do the marketing unless that is your business. Why are you designing your website and fooling around with your website? It's frustrating you. It's taking too long. It's not making you happy. Our business is supposed to be our bliss. And if your business is not your bliss, then something needs to change. And the thing is too, don't even tell me, my friend, I don't even want to hear if you're editing your own podcast or your own video. Don't even tell me because that's not where you want to develop your mastery, right? We want to develop our mastery we have to develop our mastery at selling. Otherwise, we're not going to have any clients. We want to develop our mastery at speaking. And I know a lot of people don't like to speak, but now we don't even have to leave our house to speak, right?
Right.
And I will tell you, when COVID hit, I said to all my clients, okay, whether you like it or not, every week or every other week, you're going to start to have a thing, which is a 1 hour something that you're going to invite people to. And at the end, you're going to invite them to the next thing. Could be a workshop, could be a conversation, something. But you're going to do this, like we were just discussing, Karen, to build influence. Okay. And you want to always have something to invite people to. So this is the speaking part. I'm not saying you got to be Tony Robbins. Okay. I'm saying that you have to have something that you invite people to. What do they care about? They don't care if you got to have an or an or you're not a master of Zoom.
Right.
But they care about what's in it for me. How could you help me? Right. And this is some place where people can really make a difference for their business, build some influence, gain some Insta clients. Speaking, selling, serving. I know that all of your listeners are already masterful at serving. Great. But you know what? Again, if you're doing the piddly stuff in your business, that's impacting your ability to serve well. And then, of course, the strategy, the calendaring, the planning. We want to get really good at this. And this is an area where I see women want to take more time for this. But again, if they're doing everything, they're not having enough time for their thinking and planning, right? And then, of course, the last one is self-care. But really, it's the first one. I seem to always put it last, but it's supposed to be the first one.
I have to go a little farther toward the front.
Right. Okay. Well, everybody does it their own way. I prefer the speaking and the selling, but yes, the self-care. And that is required for our business success.
Absolutely.
Because if we're not well as a CEO, then our business is not going to thrive. Now, hopefully we have a team in place. We go on vacation, we're not doing well, something happens, we can step away from our business and still the revenue is still coming in. And if that's not the case, then that's something else for people to put their attention on, because we cannot do it all. The only way you can scale a business is with a team and by focusing on what's the highest and best use of your time.
Such a very powerful message. I hope everybody is listening to this, because I've said some of this stuff till I'm blue in the face. I'm so glad to have validation on some of this. Oh my gosh. So you've been doing this a while, right? So yes. I work with personal service providers to convince them. I mean, did you learn this by trial and error? Did you work with coaches? Yes, and yes. Okay.
So absolutely, I learn in the doing. And that's where we all really learn it. Okay. It's not in the getting ready to get ready to begin to think about getting going.
Right.
Okay. And I'm going to say, Karen, to do your thing, you need a date, you need a time, you need a price, and free for a 1 hour Zoom is fine. Date, price, and then you need a topic. Okay. And that's it. That's all you need. And don't be taking a week to figure out what you're going to do. Just put 10 frequently asked questions and run with it. Okay. Because it is in the doing. I'll promise you the first one's not going to be the best one, but it's going to be really good because you have massive value and a lifetime supply of value to bring. And remember, your hard skills is part of your value. So yes, I learn in the doing. I tend to be one of those people that believes in the power of learning while doing. Okay. And I know we're always upgrading, right? And of course, since day one, I have always been in a group program or had a coach or 2 coaches or 3 coaches because they accelerate your success. But I'm going to say something very important, Karen, because in the beginning, I didn't, I was like, oh, this guy has a good pitch, or he sounds like he knows what he's talking about, before I knew what was up, right? And, no shortage of money wasted, right? But here's the thing. There is a lot to learn in learning how not to do it. And right. And I remember the first couple big time coaches I invested with, I learned, and not so much for what they were teaching, because they were teaching some good stuff, but for how they did their client care, how they treated their clients. I learned a lot about what not to do. And that was worth good money too. What not to do. Yeah. Okay.
Valuable.
Exactly. The thing I want everybody to pay really good attention to, it's not just about the success that people have had. It's about the values by which they run their life and their business. Ooh. We want to pick mentors that have the same values as us, because if they have different values than us, they're going to be teaching us stuff based on their values. And if their values are different, we're not going to resonate with what they're teaching.
So powerful.
Okay, this is very important. So rather than somebody who's successful where you want to be successful, rather than the success, shine your spotlight on the person and see if this is the type of person that you are resonating with, because there is a lifetime supply of coaches and mentors, right? There's a lifetime supply. So there's more than 1 or 2 people that can teach you whatever you want to learn, but it's really about who has the same values as you. My coach I've been with for 3 years. I'm doing my 4th year with her. Now she's super smart, but I'm with her because of the values. And that also means that the other ladies that she attracts also have similar values to me. And this is very important. And I want to say that a couple values that are very important to me that I want to encourage, make sure everyone has the spotlight on, is of course integrity, right? Integrity is number 1, because you want to make sure that everyone has a genuine desire to do the right thing, to operate with integrity, of course. The other thing is this genuine attitude of service. Yes, of course, we're in business, we want to make money, but there's this genuine desire to serve. And then the other one is I operate my business with an attitude of uplift, is how I like to say it.
Okay.
And it's positivity. I don't want to have, if you want to be depresso, that's fine. I'm not a therapist. You go talk to the therapist. I want to be with people that of course we all get depressed, we all get down. But the thing is that their general disposition is uplifting and positive. These are values that I want reflected in my team, in my clients, in my vendors. These are, and then an attitude of generosity. Okay, yes, we're in business to make money, but don't nickel and dime your clients. Have an attitude of generosity. They need something shipped. Don't say, oh, well, I got to charge you for that. Okay, no, you say, okay, that's fine. You're a VIP client. We're going to get that right out to you, right? An attitude of generosity will also go a long way to keep your clients with you, because we're not looking for clients. We're looking for long-term and lifelong clients,
Yes.
right?
Very true. Yes. Wow. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm completely memorized. You've totally brought me in. Agree with everything. I mean, I could sit here all day and listen to you. So clearly you're good at what you do.
My friend got a lifetime supply. I got a lifetime supply.
Now I do want to talk your latest book. I wanted to go back to, I love the ABCs of public speaking.
Yes.
There's a hit #1 in 4 Amazon bestseller categories.
Yes.
When did you write it? Why did you write it? What do you
Well, I think it's been out for,
what's the deal?
well, I think it's been out for maybe a year and a half now. And believe me, all speaking is public speaking, unless you're, even when you're talking to yourself, because you're listening. Okay. So it's all public speaking. And I want people to, so when people speak, Karen, I tell them, wear your cape. Okay. And your cape stands for certainty, authenticity, positivity, and enthusiasm. Certainty is the knowledge that you have massive value to bring. And that's the confidence with which you communicate that value. Certainty, authenticity, be yourself. Okay. Don't do it the way anybody else is telling you to do it if it doesn't feel right. Be yourself. Because if we try to be how we think we're supposed to be, then people get that there's something a little bit off, and that doesn't bring them forward. Okay. You've got to be yourself. That's with your language, with your look, with what you talk about. It's got to be authentic for you. And then, of course, positivity again. You know, nobody wants a depresso speaker, right? Nobody wants a depresso coach. Okay. Nobody wants a complaino person, you know. I remember when caller ID came in. I thought to myself, I always answer my phone. What do I need this caller ID for? But then I started to notice, I saw the name. I said, oh, that's going to be an uplifto conversation. That's going to be a depresso conversation, right? Because we think about, consciously or unconsciously, our last interaction with someone when they pop up on the phone or in the email or wherever it is. And so it's very important that we look at how are we presenting ourselves in the world. Now, here's where people might say, well, Caterina, if you're having a bad day, it's not authentic to say you're having a great day. That you don't have to say you're having a great day, but you can choose your attitude and you can choose to shift. Okay.
Oh, that's so true. Thank you. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right. You take a deep breath. You say, okay, I'm going to let that go. Because when you're with other people, it's not about your bad day or your good day, or it's about, hey, I'm with you and let me be with you and let me be fully present with you. Not talking about, the phone call or the whatever that didn't go well. Very, very important. Choose your attitude. That's positivity. And then, of course, the E is for enthusiasm, which is adding a little extra vitality when you are giving a talk, when you're talking to people on the phone. Okay. I say no schlumpadinka, right? Okay. Put your, first of all, make sure you feel good about your appearance, even if you're in your house, because when you feel good, right, it makes you feel better, right? And then also add extra vitality. So this is where you wear your cape, you put your shoulders back, you lift yourself up so that you can really send your positive energy out to the world, especially now while we're looking at people on the screen. So wear your cape when you speak, and it's all speaking, all public speaking.
Well, I will definitely remember that. In a couple of weeks, I'm doing my first TEDx talk, so I will definitely.
My friend, that is so impressive. Congratulations.
Thank you. So, I mean, this is kind of self-serving listening to you talk, so thank you very much. This is just wonderful. So, I mean, you've done the conferences. You have. Tell me about the women's location you have in San Francisco. What,
My
what?
beautiful center for
Yeah.
women to come and do their workshops and take classes and get together. It's been dark for several
Oh,
months now. It's still it still looks beautiful.
mhm.
Actually, we do have people that will start to use it next month.
Oh,
And
exciting. Good.
it's a great place for people to come together. And the truth is, I got sick of giving all my money to the hotels to host my gatherings and my workshops and all that. And I finally opened a place. It's about 12 blocks from my house. And I opened it for that reason. But then the best thing is it changed my life because I didn't have to get up at the crack of dawn anymore. I didn't have to schlep my stuff over there every time. And it's been a wonderful gathering place for the women in our community that live within driving distance, and hopefully will be open again
Yeah,
sometime soon.
definitely. Oh my gosh, that's so wonderful. So when the world is back to operating, I guess, somewhat normal, does everybody come to you? Do you go to them?
Well,
How,
I used to go someplace, Karen, and
when we
and
return to somewhat normal.
yeah, but I would say that, one of the things that has happened with my business is that I've been doing a lot of teaching virtually, and it has expanded my client base. And we now have clients in several states that I've never even been to
Oh,
because of the opportunity to do my thing, which we talked about earlier, my 1 hour thing. And then
right.
I invite them to my 3 hour thing. And then at the end of the 3 hours, I invite them to be a client and sign up for our 9 week Thrive at Sales program. And that's been extremely effective and that's why I want everybody to do their thing. Okay.
Mhm.
At the end of April, a lot of my clients had said, Caterina, I'm stressing about money. They didn't know what was going on with, like a lot of people.
Mhm.
And they asked me for a payment hiatus. And so and I was fortunately, I was able to give them a hiatus, which
Mm.
means they're not paying me this month. And at the end of April, we were down 26%. Okay.
Oh,
But
wow.
now it's some months later and we're up 5% over 2019, the year before, as of today. And I'm sharing that with you. And because what has worked, this is what I told all my clients to do. This is what I started doing right away. And our business has grown. Many of my clients in all over different businesses, their businesses have really grown because now we always have something to invite people to.
Mhm.
And it's an easy yes. And that's the thing. It's a much easier yes to meet for an hour on Zoom than driving to Timbuktu to
Oh,
go to a workshop. So when we're back in regular life, yes, I'm sure I will be using my center. I will also, though, keep doing a lot more Zoom because I do want to reach more people and really love having clients all over and being able to uplift and impact their lives.
wow. That's. I mean, just amazing. Us being forced into this kind of situation, but I don't want to say, I don't like the term taking advantage of it, but you've done the pivot and you've seen the value and
My
what it
friend, I've been
really
telling
brings.
everybody, it's a gold rush,
Right?
okay? It's a gold rush. For if you speak, and train and coach, it
Hmm.
is a gold rush. And that's why I've told all my ladies, and I'm telling your ladies, Karen, your people right now, I'm telling them, don't get ready to get ready. Get your party started right away before it's all over,
Oh my
okay?
God. Before it's all over. Oh my gosh. Oh, good thing or bad thing. I don't know. I can't wait to be with people again, but okay. That'll work.
Well, that too. You get to do that too. But the
Right.
idea is that after this, the whole planet knows how to Zoom now. We
Mm-hmm.
are going to be spending more time here. And all of our beliefs about, oh, it's better in person. Yes, of course, there's many advantages, but there's going to be more virtual meetings moving forward. And you want to be not only Zoom savvy, you want to be speaking savvy in a Zoom format. So in a virtual format so that you can really rock your business and meet people all over.
Amazing. So powerful. The reach you can have with this technology
Yes.
is amazing. So, I mean, based on that, what's coming up for you? What's new? I'm sure you have new programs coming up. You have
Well,
plans, I mean, worldwide
yeah.
domination. What do you have?
Well, I do help women build their fempires,
I love that word.
FEMPIRE. And in a couple of months, we're having our Expand Your Fempire Summit, and we will be sending boxes with gold crowns out to all the ladies that register. And this is where we really talk about those 5 pillars: speaking, selling, serving, strategy, and self-care, and how to make it so that that is what you're doing. Because, you think about it, the queen is not going to the post office to bring the postcards, right? I mean, what is the highest and best use of your time? So that's coming up in a couple months, and I can't wait for that.
Okay.
I'm really, really excited. And then, you know what, Karen, before this situation, I led retreats on cruise ships with women. And let me tell you something. I cannot wait. We are doing one in February, which is our speaker cruise. It's called Speaker Mastermind. And we get on the ship and we practice our speaking, and we practice our offers, and we improve our speaking skills. And then in April, we're doing another cruise, which is about how to do your own group programs and how to do your own retreats. So those are a couple things coming up. And then I'm redoing, I've done a luxury retreat for women entrepreneurs for 9 years. I'm rebranding that. I got something else exciting up my sleeve, and I'm not gonna say yet because I'm still working it out. And that's gonna be in the fall. And this makes me very happy. And I do want to say and emphasize the idea that your business is supposed to be your bliss. Okay. So if it's not, ask yourself, what do I need to do to make my business my bliss? Maybe it's more sales, maybe it's more support, but let's make that happen. Your business is supposed to be your bliss.
That's a beautiful message. It's so true. It's such a beautiful message. Well, Caterina, I see now I'm dying about the fall thing. But okay, so I'm sure I'm sure there's an email list. I'm sure your website. How do people get a hold of you and get on your list so they can get this information so they can sign up?
Well, thank you so much. So I will say that I'm easy to connect with. You can send me a personal message through Facebook and I will answer. And it's Caterina Rando on Facebook. Facebook/Thriving Business is our business page. But I'm all about the personal situation. I like to be high tech, not just high touch, not just high tech. High touch, not just high tech. Feel free to send me a personal message or an email at cat@caterinarando.com. And also my podcast is Expand Your Fempire with Caterina Rando. And we have a Facebook group, Thriving Women in Business group. And if you go to caterinarando.com/gift, there will be some free downloads for you. One on speaking, one on how to use geo-targeting to invite people to your events. That's a whole nother topic my friend will have to discuss another time. And I've got a lifetime supply of free videos, training to support everyone to bliss and thrive in their business.
Oh, just fabulous. Now, if you by chance didn't catch all that, it'll be in the show notes. It'll be in the social media promos. There will be no way you will not be able to get a hold of Caterina. I promise you. So, oh my gosh, Caterina, thank you so much. This was an amazing episode. I can't wait myself to go back and listen to it. I'm sure our listeners are going to want to listen to it again because that was just chock full of so many tips and ideas and inspirations. So thank you so much for being a guest here on the Pink Lifestyle Podcast. And again, everybody will be able to get a hold of Caterina. She's a wonderful, oh my gosh. And once again, thank you for being here. And until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Pink Lifestyle Podcast. Again, you can reach me on my website, KarenKBannister.com, or email pinklifestylepodcast@gmail.com. Listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and others, and on social channels including Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Pinterest as Pink Lifestyle Podcast. Congratulations on starting your journey. Please share this with your friends and family and focus on creating your own pink life. Until next time.